We talked about the conversation I had with Jean Schetzel about white wines that aren't sulfured and how they tend to smell. To me, they smell the same. It's always that pear, nut, ripe apple, sort of oxidated notes. Can you explain within white wines what's happening when you do or do not add sulfur?
What happens in any wine, whether you've added the sulfur or not, is oxygen, through some means, is reacting with components in the wine. The major thing it ultimately ends up reacting with is the alcohol, the ethanol. There's, say, 10 to 14, 15% ethanol, more or less, in most wines. Between that and water, those are the major sort of things. So the oxygen reacts ultimately with the ethanol and turns it into an aldehyde, acid aldehyde. Okay, that smells kind of like sherry. It's a kind of a volatile, chemical-y sort of thing. At very low levels, it sort of gives a nuttiness, a vague, sherry-like character. Sulfited wines, the sulfite reacts with this acid aldehyde very strongly and irreversibly. So it essentially scrubs that out of the wine, or it takes it out of the equation, so that from a flavor and aroma standpoint, it's no longer there, even though it's in a bound form, but you can't smell or taste it anymore. So one of the pluses of having sulfite in your wine is it takes that background noise away and allows the other things to express themselves. So the difference between the sulfited and non-sulfited wines is the ability for us to taste that background noise. So the sulfite is taking that away, or at least away from our senses.
Is that true for reds as well?
It is to a degree. However, red wines have something else that wants to react with that aldehyde. They have all these tannins and things that, particularly when the wine is relatively young, some of the, say, color molecules, or at least the phenolic, tannic molecules, will trap that acid aldehyde. They actually like to, it becomes sort of a bridge between them, and it hastens the softening of the tannins. So that's one reason that low or unsulfited red wines tend not to show that sherry-like character, because the wine itself is trapping some of those. In addition, some of the sulfite will, it's also competing for that. So, that's, red wines have more capacity for oxygen. It's not exactly the oxygen that's reacting with the tannins. It's through that intermediary, through other things that are formed, such as this acid aldehyde or oxidized alcohol.
And ethanol is what?
Ethanol is acid aldehyde. I use the term acid aldehyde. It's just a different term for it.